All right. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and this is Virtual History 360 Live. All right. As usual, I'm going to wait a couple minutes before I get into the main story. So if you're just signing on, you have plenty of time. I just want to welcome everyone. A great day here in Florida. It looks like it's about to rain. I don't know where you guys are or where everyone's from, but hopefully the weather's treating you all right. I know here in Florida, the pollen is just unreal right now. My allergies have been going nuts. If you've been watching my last couple of videos, I probably sound a little congested. But yeah, it's Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. It's 5 o'clock on the Eastern Coast here. If you're seeing me around the world, leave a comment, let me know. But really, happy Monday. It's the afternoon. We made it through another day. Hopefully you're checking this out. I will tell you how my Monday is going. I'll give you a good example. I make coffee every afternoon or during planning period for teachers on my team. And I made the pot of coffee, I'm sitting there, and as soon as I pour, I look, and it comes out clear. I forgot to put the coffee grounds in the basket. I put a filter. I put the water. I hit start. But I forgot to put the coffee grounds in. So that's how my Monday is going. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you feeling. How's your Monday going? All right. So this is Virtual History 360. It's been about, I think it's okay that I can start the story. We are continuing our series on the Civil War 100, again, using Michael Lee Lanning's book, The Civil War 100, right here. It's a great book. Again, I keep a link in the description. Buy it from Amazon, read it yourself, and hopefully these little tidbits here every Monday, really pique your curiosity about where he's going with it. Because we're at the beginning of this. I did number 100. I did number 99. I'm on number 98, and we are 2 minutes in. So let's begin. Number 98 on the Civil War 100. Daniel Butterfield. Probably never heard that name before, and that's okay. As far as big names go, he didn't really do much, but he was pretty much everywhere. He's from New York. He was born in 1831, I believe. Again, I used to look at 1831, and really, when the war broke out, when Fort Sumter was attacked, he enlisted, and then eventually took a position as colonel in the New York. Where was it? There was the Clay Guards, and then in the 12th New York Militia. But he worked his way all the way up to brigadier general during his term. And, he was at First Bull Run. He was at Antietam. He was at Fredericksburg. He was at Chancellorsville. He was at Gettysburg. I'll get to that in a second, what happened there. But he was around. And what happens is he literally worked his way up with hardly any military experience. He didn't go to West Point or VMI like other Civil War adapting. As brigadier general, then he became chief of staff for Joseph Hooker. And I'll share his story just for a second. There was a lot of infighting with Hooker and the other generals, and Butterfield kind of got mixed in with all that. They said he wasn't running a very clean camp. Women of ill repute and alcohol allowed in. They said it was more like a bar room and a brothel than a military camp. But it really raised the morale of the soldiers, if you will. So it kind of worked. And then when Meade took over, it was he didn't really care for Butterfield, but Gettysburg happened really soon after Meade took over, and he didn't really have a chance. Well, at Gettysburg, a cannon shell exploded, wounded him, didn't hurt him, or didn't kill him, I should say, but it kind of shuffled him out of Meade's army. Well, after he healed in the fall, he went down south and joined the Union Army down in Chattanooga and served under Sherman. And, this march on Atlanta, march to the sea. Talk about being everywhere, right? But why do we remember Daniel Butterfield? Like I said, he was everywhere, but what's his contribution? There's something you probably know. There's a couple things. The first, and let's see if I can play this for you. Perhaps you've heard of the bugle call taps. I mean, it's probably the most recognizable bugle call around back then, today, whenever. When it was originally written, it was the sign off at the end of the night. Closing down camp, going out for the night, play taps. Funerals, honoring the dead, you play taps. Let me play a sample of it here. Yeah. Wow. Like I said, it's recognizable. Talk to people in your family who served in the military. Maybe you can ask them about it. Maybe they can fill you in on some insight. Um, but yeah, so he's known for that. He's also known for the patches. If you see soldiers today, you'll see patches on their shoulder. Well, it kind of started with him. There, not necessarily him directly. He was copying Philip Kearny, because each division in Kearny's army would wear a red diamond. Okay. Well, he wanted something similar for himself. So what he ended up doing was cutting little badges, stripes a couple inches wide to put on their shoulders, and he color coded it by division. Well, it took off, and eventually the entire army was doing it, and that's kind of the precursor for today. So Butterfield's really known for taps and the shoulder patches. you know, Say what you will about him not being a really military guy, but he was everywhere. But that's not really why we remember him. It's really those two things. And that's why he makes the top 100, according to Michael Lee Lanning, is that he had those two things to be remembered by. Now, he did survive the war. He was in Secretary of the Treasury, I believe, under U.S. Grant. He presided over a bunch of ceremonies, and he was actually awarded the Medal of Honor in 1892. 30 years after he earned it. Some say it was more political than actual recognizing his honor. And when he died in 1901, they actually buried him at the military cemetery, even though he didn't actually go to West Point. He's buried there. And you can look up his picture. The headstone is very ornate. It's probably the biggest one in that cemetery, which is kind of odd since he didn't actually go there. But it is what it is. That's history, right? So I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up today. We're about 8 minutes in. So it was a quick 6-minute story. It's 98. When I get to the lower numbers, I'm sure I'll talk a lot longer. But if you have questions, comments, leave them below. Go ahead and hit like if you enjoyed this. Fun stories like this. And I'm going to go back and call to action here. Find some historical markers around you. Okay. Take a look. I'm going to point, see if you can see it right there. There's an example of a historical marker. That one's actually from Enterprise, Alabama. That's a story for another time. But find a historical marker. Learn the local history around you. Okay. And again, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll get back to you. And let's continue this with Virtual History 360 Live next Monday when we get to number 97. All right, for Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. Thank you.